Dabo said today, Jay Guillermo, team leader, kind of taking that mantle on from Eric. Talked about that.
Yeah, he was a good person to kind of be my example last year, and so I'm really trying to do a lot of things, like he did, off the field especially, trying to get the guys together, just do things to kind of get that camaraderie going, and even on the field after workouts, going and doing just 15 minutes of steps, 15 minutes of steps and starts, and just little stuff like that really brings us together.
When you came out of the team meeting today and you went into the offensive line meeting, did you feel like this is my group now?
Yeah, I definitely did, and I know that they kind of look up to me. And that's how, I've kind of always dreamed of, that's whenever I got here, that's how Dalton was, and that's kind of another guy that I could model myself after, so that's kind of how I'm hoping that it'd be.
What did last year do for you guys to know that when you put in the work that there is no limitation? You can go as far as you want to be able to go. Was it important to be able to have that come to fruition and not just have it be talk?
Oh yeah, it's always nice to kind of reap the benefits of your work and everything, but we still have a lot of work to do. It's a whole new season, whole new team, got guys that left and new guys coming in. So, but I think today we had a really good day of practice, especially getting the young guys to kind of learn the tempo of practice and learn how to practice. But I think overall today, it was pretty well. And I think that, we got a bunch of hard workers, especially on the offensive line, just a bunch of guys that don't mind to go out and do extra. So I think that'll really help us out in the long run.
Give us a scouting report on Taylor Hearn.
Dude's nasty. He likes to hit people, and that's what I like. He's just one of those good old country boys. He's from middle of nowhere, so he's just a monster though. He's physically gifted, about as anyone I've ever seen. He's just got to put it together mentally, and I think he's trying really hard to do that, and he's working hard with me and with Coach Caldwell to be able to do that.
How much does it help that you guys went to the mountaintop last year, and you know what it takes to get there? Now to get back,
right.
How hungry does that make you?
Oh, it's just like Coach Swinney was just saying, it's just I feel that pain every morning. You wake up and you're like, it's just something that drives you though, and it's a good type of pain. Something that you wake up in the morning and you say, man, I want to get back to that spot. I want to be there again. And so I think it's really driven this team. And like you said, guys know how to win. And I think we knew how to win pretty well last year. And there were some distractions, but I think guys really have learned how to win and know how to take that success.
Your line had great chemistry off the field last year. You lose Mac and Ryan. How do you rebuild? How hard is it to rebuild that same chemistry you had off the field?
Well, they did a really good job at kind of building it, and we didn't. Though we just lost, Ryan, Mac, and Joe, and they were important pieces to our offensive line. But like I said, they kind of built it up, and something that was really easy to take over, as a leader, just because they did such a good job, and we've got guys once again that know how to work, know how to win, and know what it takes, and that's something that makes it a lot easier on me, trying to be that senior leader.
When you look at the pieces coming back at the skill position specifically, can this offense be the best offense in the country?
Oh, I definitely believe that 100% that we could be the best offense in the country. It's just guys taking it on, players taking it on our backs to work hard and to do what it takes to be the best. And I really think that we have a really good chance of being the best in the country, and just got to, keeping everyone healthy and just working hard.
Have you taken a lot of time to think about that moment when you were standing there in the locker after that national championship game and you said, well, it starts now?
Yeah.
To kind of reflect on that?
Yeah. It's something that, like I said, you wake up every morning and you think about it. Whenever you go to workouts, it's just that bad taste in your mouth that just doesn't go away, and so that drives me. It really does, and it's just another thing, not just as a team, but I want to be the best center I can be. I have my personal goals that drive me as well. So I think with those two, just me personally, is what gets me going. And as this team, we all have one goal, and we all know what it is, and we all know how to get there. And I think that's really going to help us out.
Now that you've been to the national championship game, is it kind of harder to focus on the step by step, and you just kind of want to get there quicker, or do you just want to do everything you can?
Yeah. You definitely want to get there, but it's don't want to take anything for granted, and we know that you just got to work hard to get there, and there isn't just fast forward to January. We know what it takes, that you have to go through the process. You got to go through spring ball. You got to go through summer workouts, and that's I think what makes this team special, and something that I haven't felt a lot of since I've been here. You know, I mean, I know that there's been guys that have worked hard, you know, and teams that have worked hard, knew what we wanted. But as a collective group, I think that we all kind of know what we want and know how to get there.
Fun question for you. You get to go against defensive tackles all the time. How much fun is it going to be going against Christian and Dexter?
Oh my God, those guys, they're going to be freaks. I don't know if I've ever seen someone that's just a monster like Dexter coming straight out of high school. I mean, that kid's going to be, and he's a good guy too. You know, he's really soft spoken. He's kind of got to learn to speak up a little bit. I mean, he's the definition of a big teddy bear, but he's a freak for sure. And that just makes us better, as you know, as an offensive line, just to get to go against Christian Wilkins, Carlos Watkins, you know, Dexter Lawrence, Albert Huggins, you know, a guy that's really come on, Jabril Robinson, just all those guys, Sterling. Just we have so much talent that it helps us a lot, you know, in what we can do.
How do you, or can you relate to Deion Kane, who's, like Coach said earlier, that he's been removed from football, kind of like you were last year? Can you relate to a guy like that and how you have to kind of work yourself back?
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, I mean, and I think he's doing what he has to do right now. And, you know, I don't know the specifics of his situation, but I do know that it is hard being away from football, you know, especially, you know, even whenever I didn't know if I wanted to come back, there was always that little bit in the back of my head that said, man, I just want to be out there. And so it is a little difficult, but, you know, he's a hard worker. And he's a good person. He's a good guy. And I don't have any doubts that he's going to do what he needs to do. And but yeah, it is just something that you got to work through, and you got to be willing to put in the work. You know, sometimes by yourself, sometimes when you don't want to, and it is tough. But I think that he can do it, and I think he's a good enough person to do it.
How much does it help that he's still here, he's on campus in school, and he's got the support of all of you guys?
Oh yeah, and that's great. You know, because one of my toughest things was whenever I was back home last spring. You know, I was doing it all on my own. You know, I mean. Yeah, of course, I had my grandfather out there and everything, but it's whenever you still get to be around your teammates, you still know that they care, and you know you're talking to them, and that just makes you want to get back even more, you know, and I think that'll really help him, and but like I said, I think he'll be fine, you know, I think he'll be just fine.
How much better do you feel personally right now than you